Caine Mutiny Court-Martial. Another remake of perhaps one of the greatest World War II fictional novels ever made by Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright Herman Wouk. This obviously is the third or fourth or fifth remake of that novel. The first one, of course, being the movie version with Humphrey Bogart and Jose Ferrer playing the famous characters. And this one obviously modernized from the fact that back then it was about World War II. Now it's modernized, of course, to the modern times. Starring an amazing all-star cast, including Kiefer Sutherland as Lieutenant Commander Queeg, Jason Clarke as Lieutenant Barney Greenwald, Raymund as the prosecutor, Lieutenant Commander Shafi, Jake Lacy as the executive officer of the Caine, Steve Merrick, and of course Lance Reddick as the judge in one of his final roles before he passed away. And obviously this was directed by Friedkin, the Academy Award winner from The Exorcist, who unfortunately passed away earlier this year as well. Now, I'm a huge fan of military movies, military films like this, but the only real, I should say, complaint from this one is, of course, if you're going to remake the whole thing, this movie remake the whole thing. In the original 1953 film, we actually saw them at sea. We actually saw the mutiny take place on board the USS Caine. Here we just focus on the court-martial, and of course, Herman Wouk wrote the Caine Mutiny Court-Martial. But I would just like to have seen the entire mutiny, the whole situation take place. Outside of all that, the performances by all the actors and characters were spot on. I think Herman Wouk would be incredibly proud of what his story was turned into in the modern times, in the modern Navy, as it were. And of course, with Kiefer Sutherland, who's had an amazing career, he actually takes it up a few notches beyond of what Humphrey Bogart did with his turn as Lieutenant Commander Queeg. Jason Clarke, of course, being the prosecutor, Barney Greenwald, he takes it up a few notches. I like this one, and if you're a fan of military movies, you'll love it. Obviously, this movie is on Paramount Plus with Showtime attached to it, so if you want to pay that kind of money, it's worth it.